Hey, everybody. Welcome to Truth Teller Tales. I'm Ellen, and that's Tricia. And this is our second edition of Labor of Love.
Yay!
Yeah. So the first one we did a couple of awesome mods. And then today we're gonna talk to a couple fantastic wives of podcasters that we love and respect. This is gonna be exciting, don't you think, Tricia?
I am really looking forward to this show, and I think when everybody sees who's behind the curtain that we bring on, they're going to be pretty excited too. These are some just amazing women in the movement, but they're the kind of the infrastructure and the backbone of some of the faces that we've all really come to know in this movement. And bring them in, Ellen.
Absolutely. Yay. So the first one is Beard the Parade, Scott Zimmerman's wife, Patty. Woo!
Hey,
How are
everyone.
you?
I'm wonderful. Thank you. Good to be
Awesome.
here.
Yes, affectionately known as Mrs. Beer.
Mrs. Beer, I'll take it.
Yay. And also with us is Paul's wife, Absolute Storm Abs, Barb.
Yay!
Hi, guys. It's so amazing to be here. I'm so excited. I love it.
Wow, you look so different in your studio today.
Yeah. Does it look familiar, you guys? I kind of kicked them out.
Yep, we kicked the men out of the seats today.
Yep, absolutely. Haha, see what I did there?
Yeah, so fun. I love this so much. Well, first of all, you know, there's so many people that go into this movement, and not only sitting in front of the microphones, but behind the scenes, being the strength and the love and the courage and the inspiration. And that's what you two do as wives and also as moderators sometimes too. And you're just such wonderful support. So we wanted to spend time talking to you because you're so awesome, and hear about your lives and just kind of get to know you both better. Um, so let's start, where it kind of all began, where you were born and things like that. So Patty, where were you born and what was your childhood like?
Wowie. Loaded question. Wonderful. I was born in Akron, Ohio, in a home for unwed mothers. She gave me up right away, which, bless her, every birthday, I'm sure she's gone now, but every birthday I would thank God and thank her for giving me my life. Sorry, I didn't expect to do this right away. So 3.5 months old, I get adopted into the most beautiful family you guys could ever imagine. The love, the unconditional love that my parents both gave me. Now, my parents had 2 boys, 5 and 6 years older than I. They couldn't have any more children, so they wanted a girl. And that's when I kind of came along. It was strange. My whole life has been strange but wonderful, like miraculous, I think. I was slated to go to another family. At the last second, my father's application slid across the counselor's desk. She said, "We've got to put this little girl over this family. She matches them beautifully. And I even look like parts of my family." Nobody would ever guess.
Wow.
So 3.5 months old, and they gave me the most wonderful life ever. I'm just very blessed. And Scott will tell you.
Oh, look at you.
Is that you?
Yes.
And how old were you there?
I'm thinking probably, I'm going to guess what it was, about 6 months. I'm not really sure. Maybe a little younger.
Wow.
But yeah, I tell you, I was treacherous as a kid, though. I had a terrible temper. I just don't know how my parents put up with me, but they did, and they loved me through it all. I mean, I was an okay kid, but I had a temper, and I thank God I grew out of that. Otherwise, Scott wouldn't be here.
I don't see.
I feel that.
I don't see the temper.
I don't know, guys. I mean, I could go in, and I'm not going to today because it's way too woo-woo. But I think there's a reason why I came into this life, like really kind of crazed, and I grew out of it. But anyway, so that was the beginning of my life. I married at 23 to a wonderful man. We have a daughter who just turned 45. And it was about 9.5 years, and I just wasn't in love with him. I loved him, but I didn't love him. So like if he would come up to hug me, bless his heart, but it felt like my brother. You know what I'm saying? I just
Yeah.
like, so I left Jenny with it and Bob in the house, left them everything, took just car and clothes, started a new life. And a couple years later, I met my dear husband, and it was love at first
Wow.
sight.
Wow. So are you still in touch with your kids?
Oh yeah, yeah. Jenny and her husband live in Florida, in Orlando, and very happily married. No children. They like to cruise, and they both are professionals, so they just didn't want children, which is okay. They have
Yeah.
fur babies.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
being bombarded by one right now.
Oh,
Oh.
Oh,
Oh, yay.
and
and
there she is.
let's
Yeah,
see.
we totally welcome
Oh,
four-legged visitors.
hey.
See, and mine just walked in and then back off the camera. Oh,
So
that's
this is Asuka. This is Paul's kitty cat. This is not cute
oh,
kitty, but this is Ahsoka.
oh,
Yeah.
sweet.
Go on, baby.
Okay, Barb. So tell us about you and where you were born and how your life kind of started out.
Oh, lordy. I was born into the military. My dad was in the Navy. Born in Philadelphia. Lived in New York for about. I'm just going off by numbers because obviously I was just born. Lived in New York for about maybe 2 or 3 years. Then my parents or my dad got transferred over to Japan. So when he got stationed over there, we stayed there for about 5 to 6 years. My brother was actually born over there. We got adopted by a Japanese family while we were out there, which was really cool. Still stay in touch with them, by the way, which is even
Wow.
better. We moved back to the States, back to Long Island. Stayed there for quite a few years. Then dad got moved to Goose Creek, South Carolina. Ended up retiring there after 21 years in the Navy. And then he moved us up here to North Carolina in about 1996, I think it was. Or 93, somewhere around there. It was the 90s. It was definitely the 1990s when we got there or got here. And we've been here ever since. And then, yeah, God bless my mom. She's passed away.
Oh,
Oh, and
sweet.
that is, the mustache and those glasses, everybody had that at that time. That's just so funny. And
My
I
dad,
love
yeah.
that picture. I love that picture
Yeah.
so much.
Yeah, look how bald I was.
Yeah. Oh, and then
And then the brother that was actually in Japan. So yeah,
oh,
that's while we were living in Japan. My brother was about, I want to say about 6, maybe 7 months in that picture. Yeah.
wow. So do you
Yeah.
remember that at all, Barb, being in
I'm
Japan at that
I
age?
remember bits and pieces because when you're that young, I mean, my mom told me a lot of stories. She was like, you spoke fluent Japanese, you were my
Wow.
translator. Like, yeah, because I was so young. And when you're that young, all that gets like sucked into your brain. And I feel very lucky that I did get to experience that. But some stuff I don't remember. I've actually tried to pick up Japanese again. I wanted to learn how to do that again. But it's hard not having somebody that actually speak it with you to learn
Yeah.
it. So, but hey, it was a good experience from what I can remember.
I wonder if
So
subconsciously you would be able to pick it up faster than you think. I don't know, but you know what I
I was
mean?
thinking that, and I should download those. What are those little learning books? Those little things that, I
Yeah.
don't know what they're called, but maybe I should pick that up and see if I can actually do it. My professor from jujitsu actually knows how to speak it vaguely because he makes trips over there for jujitsu stuff and everything. So he could speak it a little bit, but it's broken. It's very broken.
Mhm. You
So
know, it's amazing too. That's why I love to hear about people's stories because your path, you did so much in your path, both of you did. And you both your stories led you to right where you are. If each of you hadn't done this or done that or been here or been there, it wouldn't have your story wouldn't be where you are today.
right.
And
Exactly.
that's just it's so fascinating to just to hear because everything has to happen, you know?
Hmm.
I'm
Yep.
curious too, Barb. I know that I've heard Abs talk a lot about how Charlotte's really deteriorated, and I always wondered. I'm in North Carolina as well, and I always wondered what keeps you there. Do you still have family around? Because I know that his dad
Yeah.
lives there. And I
Yeah.
wondered if you ever decided or thought about, I know you go down to Myrtle Beach to see him,
Mama die.
Mama
Yeah.
die, and I
Um,
wondered if there was any talk about
there
relocating.
is Charlotte is getting so bad. The only thing keeping us here is family. No, like my dad, he's a survivor of cancer, still having a lot of health issues. His and I will go to my grave. The jab did it to him
Mm.
Oh.
because 6 months after he got the jab, he got cancer.
Ugh.
Oh.
So, but dad is recovering from that, but he's also having a lot of health issues because he did chemo and radiation at the same time because he just wanted to get it over with. He's like, I don't. And now he's having even more problems because where the cancer was, they took his voice box. So I haven't heard my dad's voice in 2 years. That's a little hard. Having him
Yeah.
around and still not being able to hear his voice, that's a little hard. I've saved a lot of voice messages for that reason. But he's having issues. They cut the hole too darn deep
Oh.
and too big. So they can't put one of those caps over his. Yeah. So he has to walk around with a hole in his throat and a bandage over his neck and literally a bandana tying it to keep it there so nothing goes down in there. So
Wow.
that's why I'm still here. Paul's dad, we don't want to take him away from Paul's brother. They got a bond,
Yeah,
so Paul and I don't want to take him away from that.
yeah.
Yeah, the talk of moving to Florida was very, very, very big. But we've also decided that maybe for the short term, going towards Mama Die might be smarter. Because it's only 3 hours away from my father. Well, actually 4 hours because he's an hour away from here. But it's better than 10 hours. Like that 10-hour drive was. I'm not doing that 10-hour drive again.
That's a long one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in one day, Saturday, we Palm Beach stopped at Coca to see Micro Toolmaker and hang out with him for
Oh,
lunch.
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, and then straight from him right to Mama Die, and that was like 10 hours. And I'm like, that's a haul for my dad. That's a haul for Paul's, brother and sister-in-law. So maybe for right now, just stay close. So we're thinking about Mama Die's area. We've been actually thinking about that very, very hard. And then the long term or after the short term, then maybe to Florida. Because Florida does have us. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. I
Florida
bet
does
it
have
does.
us. And
Yeah.
Stormy's down there and the boys are
Yeah.
down there. So
Yeah. Yeah.
it's like, it's hard leaving there. Really. It is because I love spending time with those guys. They have all become family, especially Stormy. Like we've all
Yeah.
coming out on our own and you kind of get that bond together because you got to fight together and be strong
Mhm.
together. So Paul, Stormy and I have become really good friends. Obviously Stormy and Paul, but I
Yeah.
just kind of creeped in there a little bit, but
Yeah,
Well,
which is
do you have that
awesome.
picture? Do you have that picture up, Ellen?
I don't have it loaded up, sorry. I could only do so many
Okay.
pictures. I should have that up here. But, I was thinking about what you said, Barb, when I was watching them, last night on the show last night, because I watch them, each of their shows every time. The way they bounce off each other, and
Mhm.
one, is they don't get the video right up, and the other one's just so funny. And the two of them together are just such a perfect match,
It
you
is.
know?
I agree. I totally agree. He
Yeah.
I feel like they complement each other very, very well. Very well.
Yeah.
And then seeing them outside of the podcasting, oh my God, they're a trip.
Oh,
Oh, I'm
yeah.
gonna have to record an outside of podcasting with Paul and Joe, because it's actually fun. We have a lot of fun together.
Yeah, I bet you do. I bet you do. And so, Patty, so when you decided to change course, where did you go? Like, what part of the country, where did you meet Scott?
Well, I moved I was born in Akron. We live in Barberton, which is right outside of Akron. And I lived in the same area my whole life, between, Akron and Barberton. And so after, this is crazy, guys, I know. After
Mhm.
I left the marriage, I wanted, my ex-husband is the most beautiful person. He really is a good man. I went to work at J.C. Penney's. I cleaned homes and went to work at J.C. Penney's, to earn a living. Got a little studio apartment, and while I was working at Penney's, I met this really nice woman, a little bit younger than I, whose husband had just left her and her boy and her girl. Oh, they'd be perfect together. I set them up on a blind date, and they're still married to this day, and we're all friends.
Oh,
We've
that's
came
awesome.
together. We're friends, but I wanted Bob. He deserved it. I wanted him to be happy before I could be. Before,
Oh,
and then, I dated a couple guys. One guy was like 8.5 years younger that I met at Penny's. That didn't work out, thank God. Thank God. But and then it was Easter Sunday. I'll never forget this, guys. I was kind of lonely, I just wasn't finding anyone. And finally I said to God that morning, still in bed that Easter, I said, you know what, Jesus, you rose from the dead this morning, Easter Sunday, and you started a new life. I'm going to not look for a man any longer. If you want someone for me, and this is April, I think it was like April 11th. If you want someone for me, I'm just going to allow you to bring that person to me. 1 week later, 1 week, this man walks into my life. And immediately
Oh,
I was in love. As soon as he walked up to me, I knew. Even before he walked up to me, just hearing about him, I knew he was a drummer. I didn't know if he was married or not. But when I met him, I was praying to God that he wasn't. And sure enough, there we are.
Oh
oh,
my
look
gosh.
how young.
Y'all are so young.
Look at you, Beard. Oh my God.
He was so cute. He's still cute, but he had a
How
little more hair.
adorable. I
That's
love it.
so cute.
Oh, I love it.
So that's
Look at
where
the
yeah.
hair.
So when you guys, you said you met him and walked in, who talked to who first, and all that?
well, he was working for a mom and pop printing company, and he suggested to the husband and wife, we need a receptionist to answer the phone so our printer doesn't have to keep turning off the printer to go answer the phone, right? So part of my job at Penny's was the PBX operator. So it was my voice that you heard all over the intercoms, And so the wife said, she was working at Penny's with me. She said, I've got the perfect girl. I work with this girl. I think she's got a great voice. I think she'd be really good for the job. So Scott was supposed to interview me on a Friday evening, but he decided, because it was a nice day, he went golfing, and the husband interviewed me and hired me. That was a Friday night. Saturday, Scott comes up with the idea. He says to the husband and wife, hey, we're having a little picnic at your home. Why don't we invite Patty so we can get to know her before she actually starts the job? And so I didn't have a lot of money, but I was so Oh, so I'm sorry. So I skipped something. So the three of them, husband, wife, and Scott, walked up to me while I was on the outskirts of the J.C. Penney. I was one of the ones that had to give the credit cards, try to get you to sign up. I hated that part of my job. I hated it because I'm not pushy. But anyway, so while I was out there out front doing this credit card thing, the three of them walked up to me. First thing he said to me was, I wanted to meet the girl I didn't hire. Real sarcastic, but funny. And he made me laugh right away. And again, I didn't know much about him, but that day we got a little bit of a discount working at Penny's. I bought a new sweater, I bought new jeans and white tennis shoes because I thought if he's not married, boy, oh boy, I just want to look my best. So that night I showed up. I used to sing and play guitar in restaurants around the area. So I took my guitar over just to, entertain everybody for a while. But that night I found out that he was single. I was so happy. The very next day, we all went miniature golfing. And it was just after that, I'm not kidding. After that, it was, here we are, 35, been married 32 years. And it was April 21st of 1990 that we actually met.
Wow.
Yeah. So we dated 3.5 years. He got cold feet. He asked me to marry him on a Christmas Eve 3 years later, got cold feet. So I went out to California with a friend for a month.
Crazy.
I wanted him to know what it was like without Patty. And if he didn't want me anymore, that was fine. I'd just stay out in California. But boy, oh boy, 1 month later, I flew back. He picked me up and we set that doggone date. That was July. We got married in November.
That is awesome. Oh my gosh. I love that.
That's a great story.
Right?
That is so
Patty, you were that voice on the intercom. We have a little lost girl here in Housewares.
Things like that. Yeah. I mean, and I think that part of it, my brother used to make fun of me because I can sing for you, but I didn't want to talk. It was the weirdest. And now look at me. What do? I talk all the time. But so my brother came to see me sing one night. He goes, Patty, what is with the sexy speaking voice? Because I'd get up to the microphone. Hello, everyone. My next song is, but that's how I sounded on the intercom. So that's one of the reasons when I said, you need this girl. She's got a great voice. It's so stupid. Anyway.
That's hilarious.
That is
oh
funny.
my gosh.
So, and
That is
then
so funny.
Scott was in a blues band and I ended up singing in his blues band with a couple other girls. And that was fun. We'd sing till, guys, I don't know how the hell we did this. Sorry about the hell word. Anyway, we'd sing till 2:30 in the morning. We'd play and then he'd have to pack up his drums. And because we were so keyed up, we'd go to Denny's or someplace to eat with the group, with the band, not get home till 5:36 in the morning. I couldn't do that. It would kill me now to do that. But back then, we wouldn't even go out at night till 10 o'clock. Things have changed quite a bit, right?
No,
Barb?
I feel you. I feel you. Yeah.
I love it.
Can't do that kind of work this deep. No.
Oh, no.
Getting past 4 o'clock is hard.
And when the time changes now, you guys can ask Scott. I'm like, dude, it's only 8 o'clock, but I'm ready to go to bed. It messes me up.
It's so dark. But Patty, the fact that you set up your ex-husband Bob before you did with a friend at J.C. Penney, that just blows my mind. That's so wonderful. Before you could go on and meet Scott. I mean, that's wild story.
Maggie did my flowers for my wedding. She did my cake. I mean, so again, we've just all been friends and it's been fantastic. It's just been
so wonderful.
So like I said, when I say my life has been interesting, I'm not kidding.
Yeah, but that's so cool. So Barb, tell us the beginning of you and Paul and where you guys met.
Oh, okay. Patty, you're about to hear a similar story.
Oh, good.
So Paul and I met at a show. I was actually a local promoter for local bands. I put shows together. I did the flyers. I made flyers and everything like that. But I literally was a local promoter. We actually called it Zero Lines Promotions. And dude, it was so much fun. I started promoting his band, started helping them get gigs around Charlotte and Gastonia. One night before all that, I met Paul in a parking lot. Literally, I was in a friend's car and he had the same friend. I did not know this. His beer was in the car and I'm sitting in the car and here comes this big guy. And I'm like, ooh, who's this? Because I think that's about to be my longtime husband. No joke. Like I looked and I was like,
Oh my God.
this guy is just, there was a glow around him, literally a glow around him. And he's a drummer.
Oh my gosh. How
Go
fun.
figure.
Oh.
So he gets in the car and we introduce ourselves and we started talking. I was there with a friend. He was there actually with another chick. It was her birthday and she got way too wasted. So she couldn't come in. So me and him walked in and obviously because his band was playing, he had to be there. So we walked in and my friend went to take her home because she only lived maybe 10 minutes away from the venue. And he was like, well, do you want a drink? And I'm like, I don't have any money. My friend she had my wallet and everything like that. And he was like, well, how about a beer for a kiss?
Oh.
I was like, that is the easiest. Yes, give me a beer. Here's your kiss.
Oh.
And that's where it started. That's where it started. Like
While his drunky girlfriend is on her way home with your friend.
I mean, they weren't girlfriend and boyfriend. They were just on a date. But like, I was like, okay, here we go. Here's the start. We started talking. And I think after 3 months, some stuff happened. I didn't have the best relationship with my father at the time. So this was after he got out of the military. Things go cattywampus when some men retire and everything.
Yeah.
But I had a little bit of a rough childhood, so to speak. Won't go into details. But Paul was not happy and he was like, well, you're going to come move in with me. So 3 months after we started seeing each other, I moved into his house. His parents didn't know I was coming, so I was like a little surprise.
Wow.
Yeah. So here comes the funny part. So I get here, or not this house, but the old house. I get there and we're together for a week. I'm living there for a week. And then he proceeds to tell me, oh, me and my father are going to Chicago for a week and you're going to stay here with my mom. I don't know your mom. I'm like, all right, let's do this. And that actually was the making of the bond between me and his mom, which became amazing because then I found out her sister that she lost when she was a teenager, her name was Barbara.
Oh,
What?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yep.
wow.
She lost her sister and her name was Barbara and Barbara came into her life.
Yeah, you can't
Like out of nowhere came
That's
into her life.
amazing. That's beautiful.
So we got a bond off of that. It started getting even more when I broke my leg very badly. It literally took me a year to get back on my feet. That bonded us even more because she literally would take off of work to take care of me so Paul and Dad could work. So the whole, when we first got together, our first, I would say, year to 2 years was probably a lot. Like maybe a couple that has been together for 15 years, we went through in just 2. Like my breaking my leg, like his mom and her health started going downhill. I mean, it was just like one thing after another. And then it grew, like our relationship grew. And then I got better. He had knee surgery. So we were both on pills really, really bad during those. I want to say maybe for a span of 2 years, we were on opiates pretty bad because of surgeries after surgery after surgery. It was there. They were there. And we were also drinking really bad. And that's why we do not drink or do pills anymore. Like that,
Mhm.
that broke us. It literally ruined our marriage for a good while. We both were very distant. It kind of felt like we were just roommates. And that went on for quite a few years, until maybe I want to say about 6 years, 7 years ago. I lose my grandmother and my mom within a week of each other, mother and daughter.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah, mother and daughter within a week. And during that time, when my mom passed away, it's literally in a bad situation. Paul's birthday is the 4th. My mom passed away on the 8th. Our anniversary is the 12th.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
all that happens,
Yeah.
and that kind of brought Paul and I closer when I believe that's when God was like, okay, you two need to fix what you have,
Mhm.
because this is you're nothing without each other. You make
Right.
a powerful couple together. We need to fix this. And I promise you, losing a parent at that time, and me and my mom were close. My mom literally died with me when she gave birth to me. And she said that the only thing that brought her back was her father telling her that you can't go because you have a little girl that you need to take care of.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And ever since then, I feel like that's my grandfather's my guardian angel. And I think my mom has like pumped it a little bit more, and my grandmother too, because the grandfather that told her that is her father. So now her mom and her father are in heaven together. And I believe that's another reason why God has touched me too, is because of them.
Absolutely. And it's amazing, Barb, that both you and Paul, and after hearing some of Paul's story, talking to him, had the knee problems at the same time. You guys were
Mhm,
going through the use of the pain medicines at the same
mhm.
time to get to these other things that you had to deal with, the loss of your family members, uh, the house fire,
Oh, that was
but
that was what, through not even a month after my mom passed, we
Jeez.
lose our house. Like,
Yeah.
I couldn't
nuts.
even, and I feel even to this day, I haven't fully mourned over anything then. Like, I feel like I need to, but I also feel like I don't need to, because I already know the answer. I don't need to mourn anymore. I know where my mom is. I know where my grandmother is. We're all safe from the house fire. Like,
Mhm.
I didn't even, like, we were in the hotel. I cried, but I didn't break down because
Mhm.
I felt the strength of my mom on my back during that house fire, that I needed to be this family's backbone right now. I
Yeah,
need to help them as much as they've helped me through the years, because
yeah,
I, if Paul didn't move me into that house with him and his family at the time that it happened, and if I didn't meet Paul, I see some of my ex-friends and where they're at right now, I'd be in the same place. And I don't
absolutely.
I'm proud and thankful that God put him in the place that he did, put me in the place that he did to find Paul and his family, because my friends they're all lost. And I don't
Yes,
I I pray for them every day, but I can't keep in touch with any of them. Like,
right.
the darkness is within them, and I know it, and I spiritually and my soul, I can't be around that.
I get it. We're all kind of in a different place here, and none
Mhm,
of that is an accident, and
Mhm.
every interview that Paul did with me, he speaks of that time with the house fire, and you are the main catalyst that got him through. I mean, he just, with such adoring words, he talks about you with such love. So I have to show this picture just back at the beginning. So that's the two
Oh,
of you when you
oh,
first got married. Wow, that is
Yeah.
so wild.
Yeah.
Look at you guys. I love
That
that so
that
much.
was that was literally a year after I was able to walk again. So you could see
oh,
that the
wow.
weight on me, like I was literally almost 200 pounds.
Oh, wow.
You can't see the lower part.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah. Almost 200 pounds I got because of that break. And because of the opiates and the drinking and all that, because it was
Right.
all mixed,
Yep.
and I couldn't be active. And then you see
Right.
his little chunkiness. That was literally right after we cut off his glorious hair.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's and so when was this?
That was in 2015, I want to say. That was he was doing the band stuff, and I was actually doing modeling. I was up for model of the year.
wow.
Hmm.
That's awesome.
Pretty girl.
Thank
You.
you. Thank
Oh,
you.
man.
And look at him. Yeah.
You guys make a cute couple.
Thank you. That's
Really
actually
cute.
his wedding tie.
Aw, I like.
Oh,
Yeah. And I was actually wearing pink chucks. I was not wearing heels. I was wearing pink chucks. Because at that time, after having that surgery, I couldn't wear heels. So I was like, well, what would be really cool? And one of my photographers was like, why don't you get a pair of shoes that match his tie? And I was like, my friend has chucks and I think they're the same color. So yeah. So she let me borrow her chucks and she was like, keep them. Oh, so I
Oh,
still have those. I still have those chucks to this day. Yeah.
I love that. That is so cool. You guys, that's a wonderful picture.
Thank
it
you.
sure
So
is.
I have to go back to this. Patty, what time frame was this?
Oh gosh, that would have been about, your mom was in the kind of, that would have been about 91 or 90, maybe
Your
91 or
hair.
92.
You
I was
both
about to
have
say how long her hair is.
It
Oh
was,
my gosh.
you both
yeah,
have so much hair.
yeah. I did mine. I cut it off when I in my early 20s and then I missed it. So I let it grow back out again. And so it was most of my life, it's been long.
Wow.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
love
that's
it.
a
Love it.
great picture.
You know, Tricia,
So
you said something the other day that really, and I think we'll all relate to this, guys. I'm older than most everybody we know. You said that it's hard sometimes to look in a mirror and not start to see the aging in that. And then I loved what you said, because then you said, but we can't go there. And you know, it's funny, guys, even when I was young, I didn't think I was that attractive. And it's like, I want to go back to that now. Like the things that we take for granted are unbelievable. But I have to, I mean, my dear husband loves me just the way I am. God bless him. Whether I gained weight, I lost weight, he loved me no matter what, you know. And it's funny, you guys, all couples go through tough times. And we had a tough couple of years after my dad passed away. He passed away just hours after Valentine's Day. This would be 21 years ago. And then my mother passed away Thanksgiving night.
Oh gosh.
8 years ago. Yeah, it was
Oh.
2016. That night she passed away. So both my parents passed away, like, on near. But anyway, but I and my girlfriend Chris woke up right after 9/11, and Scott would walk by the phone. You probably heard him tell the story. He'd walk by and say, "What the hell are you guys talking about? Are you nuts?" And for years, he thought I was wackaloon, man. Until I love it, girlfriend. So funny.
Yep.
So it was a Friday. I'll never forget that it was a Friday. And this is probably about, I don't know, maybe 12, 13 years ago, maybe even a little bit longer, but it's hard to keep track of time. But it was raining that day, and I was supposed to go camping with Chris and Jeff, my good friend, and Bob and Maggie. They had a pop-up camper, and so we were gonna. He says, "Hey, why don't you guys go? I'll come down on Saturday." You know, I was in the Army. I had to sleep in tents in the rain. I don't feel like doing that. So
Smart
I
man.
went. What's that?
Smart man.
Yeah, very much so, right? And I'm not a camper myself, but it was a nice camper, so it wasn't like, ugh. So in a tent. But anyway, so we went down there having a good time. He calls my girlfriend's cell phone that morning. We were sitting in her little pop-up, raining, and we're all talking. And yeah, next morning, I'm sorry. And he calls and he goes, "Oh my God, you guys were right. What had happened is while he was here alone in his office, he happened upon loose change.
Ah,
Jason Burmis. That woke him up. And then he watched another one. He said he was like in the fetal position in his office on the floor for hours, went to the liquor store, got a half a gallon of whiskey and drank it. And it took him a while to crawl out of that depression. I mean, he had served his country, and then he finds out that our own, and so, but once that had happened, and he called me and said that, I almost fell on the camper floor. I said, "You guys are not going to believe," because they were all with me. They knew what was going on. I said, "Scott doesn't think I'm crazy anymore." And since then, our marriage got stronger and stronger. And then when Q came along, he would fill me in on what was going on, and that brought us even closer. So now our marriage is stronger. And Barb, you can probably say the same thing. It's stronger than it's ever been, right, girl?
Absolutely. And I mean, it's a good like Paul has explained it. I think Q is a divine entity, and I think that's its purpose, is to bring all of us closer together in some sort of bond with that guy.
Absolutely.
yes.
That guy. Because
Absolutely.
if you've noticed, and I've talked to Paul about this, if you noticed, a lot of us Q people are starting to understand that this is bigger than us. This is way bigger than us. It's God. Honestly, I think Q is God. I think you won't believe who you're speaking to.
I've thought about that. I've actually thought there's a couple ideas that I had. One was Christ, God. You don't laugh at me, or you can
Oh, I
laugh.
won't.
Everybody else does. JFK Jr. I really believe the guy's alive, dudes. I believe he's alive.
I totally do.
Thank you.
Maybe I'm kind of, I mean, and I'm not pushing it or anything, but there's just something telling me that it's him, that it's God.
Oh yeah. Oh
Like,
no, I think that's a big
I
part
think
of
it's
it.
all part of I do, yeah.
I absolutely.
Definitely.
So many people came to Christ through the Q movement.
absolutely.
So many. And the Bible, they started reading their Bibles because of the Q movement. See?
I actually caught my dad sending me scripture, and he's not a Q guy, but I'm like, he knows what Paul and I do. He knows what we do. My dad was never really that Bible guy. My mom was Catholic, so she wasn't a full-blown Catholic. She didn't like some of the Catholic stuff, but she did follow some of the Catholic ways. But she was all about her God. Like that was, and I think she was so into it, and so it kind of, with the kids, and people understand this, she didn't Bible thump it, but she pushed it pretty hard as a kid, and it kind of pushed me away because I felt like I needed to learn stuff for myself and not my mom tell me what I need to believe in. Does that make sense? Like,
it does.
Any child at that age, oh, I'm not having my parents tell me what to believe in. Like, I'll find out for myself. And I believe that's what my journey was. My journey was not for my mom to show me, but for me to see it for myself. I went through so much in my teenage years. I've had things happen to me. Like, I'll have to say an example. Paul and I just started rewatching The Chosen The first episode today we watched,
I love that show.
Mary touched me hard. Like Mary Magdalene, her character, when they were explaining her and her life, it felt like it was mine.
Wow.
And I'm not trying to put myself in that position, but I broke down in tears. I was goosebumping. Paul can vouch for this. Her story is literally almost as close as I can get to my own. With I don't like saying this, but it's a part of my journey. Mary Magdalene was raped by the Romans. I was at a party and a friend of mine got me really, really drunk and literally took advantage of me while I was saying no, no, no. So yeah, I felt like that was the start of because after that, things just went crazy as a teenager. My hanging out with the wrong people, doing the wrong things, like that. I believe that was my turn, because I felt like, why would God allow this to happen to me?
Yeah.
That's where I was going. Like my whole, I denounced God at that time was because why would God allow this to happen to some precious child? Because at the time I was like 14, 15. I wasn't even legal age when this happened to me. So that was I'm going away from you, and I'm just going to go and be a wild child, do what I want, disobey my parents, be the worst child you could be. My mom and I relationship went downhill after all that. Then when I moved out is when it started gaining back again, because I was like, okay, I was a stupid child, dumb child. I was dumb. I realized what I did. I was starting to come back to God because of Paul and his family. And I realized, okay, a lot of that stuff I caused myself because I didn't believe in anything. And I just was like, I was the darkest of dark. I was wearing dark makeup, black hair. I was the goth chick, and I literally, I was all black. South Park, oh, doom and gloom. Yeah, that was me. Because I felt after that episode and after that happened to me, I was like, what's the use? Why am I even here? Like, I even tried to commit suicide, and my brother saved my life. And he came into the bathroom while I was in the process of getting ready to do the cutting of the wrist, like down the road. He walks in and he grabs the knife and he says, "What are you doing? Do you realize you will kill mom and dad if you do this?" My brother literally saved my life to that day. And I don't think my brother and I don't have a good relationship, and it's because of my past. He still holds it over my head. But I don't think he realizes that day on Jenkins Road in a double wide trailer when we first moved here, he saved my life. He legit saved my life. And I don't think he still realizes that to this day. And I told Paul the other day on our trip that I need to reach out to him and let him know that, at least, because maybe if he knows that can be a bridge to fixing our relationship. And I want to fix that relationship because I have a nephew that I never really see. And he's adorable.
Barb,
and
when
I want that.
You were talking about going down that path, and you said when you started talking about how you were dressed and went goth, my heart sank because I knew what you were going to say next. I lost someone who went goth and then took his own life, and my cousin was the one that went upstairs, his mother, and found him dead up in the bedroom. And he was one of those that went down that path. And I've heard that story and it seems like there's like something happens and you go down that path, and it's
hard.
hard to get like your brother. You're right. I think
He needs
things
to
are
know.
talking to you about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're understanding what's going to be the next part of your journey, and your brother may be in the right place to be understanding and forgiving, and maybe he wasn't, back when. So maybe all of this timing
Mhm.
is really going to be exactly where things need to be. Sorry, getting choked up too, because I'm
No,
just feeling the pain of
and
what you went through.
and I feel like what Paul and I have gone through with the baptism, it's changed me completely.
Yes.
It has changed me to the point that I need to fix it with my brother. I have to fix it with my brother. When my dad goes, he's all I got.
Right.
Mhm.
He's
Yeah.
all I got.
I've got,
And
I lost my mom this year too. And my dad's already gone, and my one and only sister won't speak to me. So it's, if you have a brother, and you can mend it, because
I'm gonna do my best. I'm gonna
cut me
do
off from
my
her
best.
two kids. So I don't have access to my niece and nephew,
See,
um,
that's where
because of
I'm
her.
at.
So,
Yeah.
wow. And I just wanted to say something else, Barb. I'm so sorry about what you went through. How to look at the fight that you're in right now for the children, and we know some of the horrific things
Mm,
that are being done to these children. You are so going to be somebody that's going to have an understanding and an empathy to be there for whatever it is on this other side, because there's got to be a lot of healing.
oh, yeah.
And the gift that you're going to be able to bring and to be able to connect, somebody out there's going to need to hear you and to feel you and to know that they'll be able to relate. And
Mhm. And that's all I'm here for. Like, I tell the boys that, I'm your mod, I help with the show, I do that. But my lane is give people hope, help those that need help, because not everybody's willing to help. I'm willing to give anything and everything that I can do to help you if I can. We've proven it on our show. Like, I'm the one in chat. Like, Joe and Paul do great. They do the show amazing, but I'm in the chat. Like, when we have donations, I'm like, guys, instead of ranting to us, why don't you give to this person instead? And we will literally give our rants to the donation, to the foundation, to what we're pumping. And even on shows that we're not, if somebody's in need or in help, I share that. I share their GoFundMe. Like Boone and his family, I share that almost every day. Melissa needs our help. What they're doing to her is wrong, and the vets and everything like that. Like, she needs the help. So I'm going to support Boone's family and share their GoFundMe. I'm going to do it. There's a fan of ours that's going through health issues. You know what? We've helped him before. We helped him get a van because he's very
yes,
disabled. Do you remember this?
yes,
And he's going through health issues now, and we're helping him with his fundraiser. It's the community of giving and helping each other in the time of need. We can't
Yes.
just be selfish. This is not
right,
the time to be selfish.
right.
Yes.
Do you want to, Ellen? Do you want to tell her right now, since you mentioned
I
Melissa?
will. And I will say that. But first, I do want to say, there are people doing really important things, podcasting, like both of your husbands, but you
Mhm.
guys are affecting people one at a time,
Mm.
which is just as important. And I think if this all pans out and we understand what's happened to children, and there's going to be, to Tricia's point, the need for children to be healed and mentored, you guys have been on your journey to be able to be
Mhm.
that person
Mhm.
to them when this all happens. And I got a God tap that this series that Tricia and I are doing, that any rants and any subscriptions that come in go back to our guests. And next Saturday, the Saturday, I think it's the 29th of Thanksgiving, we're going to go live at 6 o'clock on Saturday. And we're having on Melissa Cutler.
Okay, let me
Um,
know. Send me that link and I will be in chat and I will do everything to help support all of that. Like even share her
yes.
GoFundMe in the chat if you need.
Oh,
Okay.
wonderful.
I
Yes.
have everything.
Please.
Like that family, Boone helped me. Boone helped me a lot. When we first interact was on X. And then we got invited to see the Flynn movie down in South Carolina, and we actually got to meet in person. We talked and talked. Every time he had a moment free, he was talking to me and Paul. When we first got there, he got us chairs because there was no chairs. He was like, here, you guys need chairs. You don't need to be standing here. Like Boone touched a lot of us in a lot of different ways. After that, I started conversating with him back and forth from time to time, and he would help me. Oh, Boone, I'm having a hard time with this. Like, what would you recommend? Like that's what I would do. What would you recommend me say, or what would you recommend me do at this point in time? And he would great advice. And the day that we met Flynn Jr. and I met Kitey for the first time in Selma. That Selma group, Patty, you were there.
Yes.
That Selma group, yep, was special. That Selma group was special. That bond that all of us got together. Mark, Dave, Newstrees and Dave, Rambo, all of us. We all actually got to interact for the very first time together.
It was fun.
Oh, wow.
And I feel like Boone and Flynn and Flynn Jr. and Kitey, all of them, that was meant for all of us. That was meant for all of us to come together. Look at where we've all come from since that Selma reawaken. Like,
wow.
I only was there the second day.
We were there 2 days, right, Patty? I think we were all there for 2 days. Yeah.
Yeah. I was only there the second day. But
it was amazing. I wish Boone would have been there. That would have been the topper. But everybody connected and everybody found their people, if that makes sense. Like we found our people. And I don't call it a tribe because that just sounds too groupie. I call it our people. We found our people, our vibe, our energy.
Yeah. And when you mentioned, Barb, about like some of your friends and that your older other friends, and now they're not in a good place and you don't really hang around them anymore. I think I'm hearing so many similar stories because I'm in the same situation. I'm going through the same thing, and I'm looking back at like all of the people and everything that I used to do before COVID. It's so different right now. And I don't want that old life back. I thought I did. I was mad at COVID. I was mad that everybody was falling for it. I was mad that it ruined my business. I was like, wake the F up, people, and, stop this nonsense and let's get back to work and quit acting like idiots. And then I'm like, we were supposed to go through that for so many reasons. And I don't need 200 friends. I need, and I just found, especially after Selma last year, I would just say literally after going to Selma in October and then looking all around, I'm like, other people think like me too. I'm not crazy. And then going to Gart in Myrtle Beach, and it was like, there they are again, and more people. And it's just, this past year of just, now I never thought I'd be happy to stay home on a Friday and Saturday nights and just sit there and watch Zoom calls.
Right.
But I'm like, these are my people.
Right. Like tonight, I'm like sitting here going, oh, it's Friday night. Oh, Open Lines is on. You're looking for the shows that are on that night. You're like, oh, Thursday night.
Then the huddle.
We got the huddle. We got like it's crazy, but that's our community. That's our
Yeah.
family. That's our friends. We've all gotten a bond together. Like if people, dude, last night absolute storm. There were way more new people in there, and I'm like, welcome. Like people are starting to find their
Yes.
people, and it's beautiful to see. It is absolutely beautiful, and I love that we all
Maybe
love
it's
each
Mr.
other.
Leota's app.
You never know.
Leota's app is working.
Exactly.
But, I do think we're all holding a certain vibration here spiritually and everything, and there's going to be people that start to see it and feel it and want to join in, and are going to be those people. I think we're holding space, we're holding that high vibration for people to come and slowly put their foot in and start to get it as
Yeah.
well. And that's a wonderful thing to do and a wonderful place to be as a community, because eventually everybody's going to get there, except 4 to 6%,
Eventually.
they say, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So for us to be able to be here and get past that time
I love
where
the
we were
animals,
all
dude.
mad and
feel
we were all
lonely.
like,
Yeah.
we had to
Yeah.
go we had to go past those couple years to get past being mad and past being, so that we are here, we're calmer, we're understanding, we get
Yep.
it, we and we're at a peace with it, and welcoming and loving and understanding, and it's just such a wonderful feeling. And that's why, the podcast that your husbands do, and the the chats, they're just loving and wonderful, and it's just I feel grateful to be a part of this corner of the internet
Mm.
and our bubble, because not only I think is our knowledge super high, thanks to, your husband shows, um but we're also in such a loving, peaceful, wonderful place.
Mhm.
And and that's why we do want to keep coming together,
Yeah.
Right.
obviously.
Right. I love the
So
coming togethers, man.
yeah,
It's beautiful.
it,
It's
it
And there's
really
no
magnificent.
is.
Yeah, there's no egos. I mean,
Mm-mm.
Rambo and Dave really, and Abs have really set the stage, and
So to
like,
speak.
yeah, so to speak. But the sharing, the hey, let's go help this guy out. Let's give this
Mhm.
person a follow. Let's give this person some exposure. And
Yep.
it's beautiful. It's the way it
That's
should be.
exactly. And
It's
Paul
the
and
right
Joe,
thing.
right. And Paul and Stormy have said it before. This is what Anons do.
Yes.
We share each other, we support each other, we help each other. This is what we do in this war of ours. Like, this is a digital war. We have to not, egos cannot be a part of this. If you're going to do this and do this right, egos have got to go, because
Yeah.
everybody brings a little bit of something to the table. Not everybody's going to be the same. Paul
Right.
and Joe complement each other because Joe's really smart about the cue drops, and he got him down pat and all that. Paul's really good at the inspirational God stuff and connecting the cue with God.
Yes.
That's Paul's lane,
Yes.
and he's
Lane,
come to realize
beautiful
that.
lane. It's a great lane. Yeah.
I love
Everybody's
it.
got a great lane. And that's just it collectively. That's what
Mhm.
makes us united and stronger.
Exactly.
I
And I'm just
Well,
laughing because Patty's cat does not want to show its face.
Giving us the
We get a good
booty.
duck shot, but
She takes up the whole freaking screen. She's
Yeah.
a little we got a you've heard this before. She has a very pretty face and a really nice personality.
And she hits you with her tail.
Yeah, she does too. I'm relating to everything, you guys. Man, it keeps getting better. I don't know about you guys,
Mhm.
but our world, I'm not kidding. My God, in just the last couple of weeks, so many things are happening. And I'm talking like Mr. Leota. Look what that man, look what Michael is doing for people. We just met him like weeks ago. And then Jesco.
oh,
with
he's so
James.
funny.
He's so, and they're becoming really good friends in the chat and everything. In fact, Scott, Michael has already done the show card for James and Scott and Michael. When they get a chance, they're going to start doing a show, the three of them, just being silly and fun. And,
Gotta
His
let loose
Substack is really
sometime.
good.
What's that?
Read
Yeah,
Jessica's Substack.
Barb,
Okay.
He's telling his
you'll have to,
story. It's a
Yeah.
good. He's
Yes,
a good writer.
Okay.
I've heard that.
Yes.
Barb,
but-
you would love it. And I'll put it in the details because Barb, talk about, and that's the thing. So he's not going to have a podcast about his sharing his life. He does a Substack, and wow,
Yes.
his journey. Yikes. You
His
know, he's
addiction.
come out of that.
Yeah, he's not.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll
holding
have
back
to
any
read that.
punches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love stuff.
It's really-
I love reading people's transformation. I
You're
love
gonna
it.
love this
Yes.
part.
I love it.
So well written
you,
as well.
Yeah.
Barb, you said something about suicidal. I am compelled to share this with you guys, and some of you have heard this. It just so happened that right after as Bob and I had Jenny, she was just an infant. I met my next door neighbor over the fence, literally, blue eyes, good looking. I find out that he plays guitar and sings. That's how I ended up. We were a duo, and we were pretty freaking good. Again, we did the bars. Well, stupid ass me. What did I do? I fell in love with who I thought was going to be a good guy. Nobody ever found out, guys. This is years going on.
Mm-hmm.
Am I proud of it? Oh, crap, no. And when I was raised Catholic school, the whole bit, Stations of the Cross, the whole bit. I was in church constantly, right? And I got churched out. But, and I played guitar in the church and sang. It was crazy. But my father was very, very spiritual. My mother, just a religious, beautiful woman. My dad, though, studied other religions. He studied near-death experiences. He studied Buddhism. He was very Catholic, but he wasn't afraid to look beyond. Well, because I was living with so much guilt, you can imagine, it was horrific. Absolutely, the guilt was eating me alive. So I was afraid to pray. I feared God hated me. I wasn't worthy of prayer. For years, I felt like that. It was horrible. One night, I'm considering suicide. 3:00 in the morning, I'm laying in bed. Bob was next to me, 3:00, night after sleepless night. And I'll never forget this, laying on my back. I looked up at the bedroom ceiling and I said, all right, God, it's either you or suicide. I was already thinking about how I was going to take myself out. It's either you or suicide. I cannot live like this anymore. I don't know if you guys have ever been shot with Demerol. I went through a very minor surgery, but when you are in pain, as soon as that needle goes in, you're like, oh, your body just vibrates.
Yep.
And I was laying on my back, and my body, I felt this incredible warmth and love. And I looked up and I said, oh, God, you're real. And that's when my whole life turned around. And it was, and so then that's when I left. I became, I told everybody what I had done. That's why I left everything to Bob. I set him up on a blind date. 6 months later, they're married. He's happy. Jenny's got a great stepmom in Maggie. She's a wonderful mother, a whole lot better than I would have ever been. But that's what happened to me. And I wish I could feel that again. Sometimes I'll say, God, can you do that again?
You will one day. He'll give that feeling back to you again when you meet him again. I'm telling you, he's coming back, and we're all gonna be just like,
you can feel it.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like you're gonna know. You're gonna be looking like he's here. Like he is here.
And the connections, with the people that you guys, God is bringing so many beautiful people together. And, again, I've been woo-woo for a really, really long time, studying different things and all.
We got to have a little woo-woo, don't we?
But I remember listening to like podcasts years and years ago, before podcasts were even popular, but I would hear things like, this is probably 20 years ago. There would come a time where the vibrations or the, what do they call it? The energies from what they call the great central sun, right? They're going to begin to affect our planet more and more and more. As this happens, those of us who have good hearts, we will begin to ascend and will just become better versions of who we are meant to be. Okay. And that's where we're getting people with dark hearts. They're going to hate the light. They're going to be very threatened. What are you seeing right now on the news? These crazy people.
I was just about to say that, Patty. Yep. You can see it right now.
It's visible. It's there for all to see, man, that these demon people, they're possessed.
Absolutely. Oh, absolutely. I mean, Charlotte, dude, I see it every day, and it breaks my heart to see people like that. It really does. And it makes me want to walk up to them. And I told Paul this last night. I was like, it makes me want to walk up to people and shake them and say, wake up, find God, pick up that Bible, at least just start reading it. Like that, just to lead them into that path. You don't have to like go full gore and right into it, but you need to just slowly bring yourself like, all right, Paul and I had an adventure last night. We went to Waffle House. Right after the show, he was like, Waffle House? I was like, yes. But as we're leaving Waffle House, this guy comes in and he's about my height, big old dude, black guy. And we're walking over to the register and he's sitting at, you know, their bars and everything. And he's sitting there at the bar with a book open. Guess what book it is? It's the Bible. He's sitting there reading the Bible all by himself. Nobody around him, no nothing, and just sitting there reading his Bible. And Paul looks over to him and says, amen, brother. And Greenbeard started us on this whole little Jesus thing. Well, actually, I found out Audrey started doing it at Gart. Little sneaky. And then Greenbeard, for the day of our baptism, he gave us a little Jesus. And his inspiration and Audrey's inspiration made me go and grab, like go on Amazon and order a whole bag full of little Jesuses. So now I carry them in my purse and I give them out, or I just leave them everywhere. And Paul looks at me and he goes, do you have one of those Jesuses in your pouch? And it was my last one. My last one. And we gave it to the man and he started crying. Yeah. And he was like, praise you. May God bless you. I love you. Never seen this man before. We go to this Waffle House all the time. Never seen him before. Ever. And I don't know if we ever will, but right then and there, God connected us for a reason.
You know, I've seen more, not, you know, terribly widespread. And I don't know if I'm just looking for it now, but I've seen more people praying at restaurants. Have you noticed that?
Mm-hmm.
And I, you know, if it's appropriate, you know,
I do it. We do it.
I know
me and Paul do. Like, I mean, we'll just sit there, hold hands, bow our heads, and we'll do our prayer. And because we know we know our prayer. Yeah. So we'll just put our heads down before we eat, holding each other's hands. And then we go not one meal without a prayer. We don't not do it. Like, it's a thing. And then for me, every morning I wake up, I thank God. And I say the verse that my uncle has given me to say for years. I can do all things through Christ, which strengthens me. I say that every morning. And then every night I say my prayers, now I lay me down to sleep, my mom's prayer that she taught me as a kid. So I still say that every night, every morning during dinner. I pray 3, 4, maybe 6 times a day. Sometimes I tell Paul, I was like, you think he's getting sick of hearing from me? He goes, no, baby, He is
Nope.
not
Yeah.
tired of hearing from you. He
Nope.
actually loves hearing from you. And I'm like, okay. So, and then I'm like, I pray a little bit more. But
Yes.
you can't over pray and you can't under pray. As
It's an
long as you have that connection with him, it's all that really matters.
attitude of gratitude, girls. That's
Amen.
what it is for me. I sometimes, like, if we do get a donation or if something good, it can be the tiniest little thing. I might see a bird outside or a squirrel. Thank you, God. I'm
Mhm.
constantly thanking God for just even for the big things, obviously,
Yeah.
but for the little things
Little
too.
things.
It's like you walk around, I walk around my house going, God, I love my home. Thank you so
Mhm.
much.
Even the other day, I like to take walks, and I have been I've been called a klutz throughout my lifetime
Me
for a
too.
variety of reasons, and I've been trying to be a bit more aware because of that. You don't want to fall. The
Yeah.
older you get and getting up there, you don't want to fall. And the fall was what my mom had her first fall and was dead less than a year later. So we know how
Mm.
serious they can
Yeah.
be. But I don't want to, you certainly don't want to not be active. And I was just out there walking the other day and didn't pick up my feet enough and I almost tripped myself, but I caught myself and I just immediately said, "Oh, thank you for catching that, Lord."
Yeah. Yeah.
I really feel like
Absolutely.
there's like a guardian angel or something like, "Oh, no, I got her. I got her."
Watch out. I got you. I got you. You're not
Yeah.
going to fall this time.
I
Just
pray
watch
for
your footing next time.
Yes.
That was kind of like a warning. It's like, I'll get you this time, but
Yeah.
be sure to
be
watch your footing.
careful.
Yeah,
Every
exactly.
time I get on we have a little mini trampoline right outside Scott's office here. So I jump, listen to some music, maybe jump 10 minutes, whatever, arm. But
Yeah.
every time I get on that sucker, I thank you for the protection that you give me today and every day. Because let me tell you, there's a table in front of me, but if you lose focus, man, you could dive off of that thing. Right,
There
right.
goes
And
Patty.
yeah, there I go. But I've never broken a bone except a rib. I think when I was a little kid, I've been very, very blessed. But I always thank God and Archangel Michael. I like that dude.
Mhm.
I really do. He's a big time protector.
Amen.
Here's another thing that the guys started noticing, and Scott's brought it up. They're crying more. They're not afraid to cry. They're telling each other they love each other. Grown men without the homo stuff, right? That you guys.
It's true.
It's true. It's
When we
true.
were kids, you would never hear another
Yeah.
man say "I love." If you did, it was very, very. Now you hear it all the time, and I
Because
love that.
they're allowed to be human. It is okay for
Yes.
men to be emotional. Don't be scared.
Yes.
Don't be
Right.
scared.
Yep.
We're all human. We all have emotions. Dude, I can agree to that, Patty, because I our little group that we have that we call our little family, Dave, Rambo, Joe, Storm, all of us. When we depart, we all tear up.
Oh,
Oh,
Even
I
the
get that.
guys, like
I,
it gets hard departing from your family,
that's
even though
exactly.
you're only
mhm,
10 hours away, but it's the bond being there together and having that emotional connection. It's
mhm.
human. It's okay to get mad. It's okay to show your tears. It's okay to no
Be vulnerable.
homo, but show your love
Right.
to your brothers. Like
Right.
it's not a problem. They made it be a problem. They
Yes.
made it to where you need to be all manly and no show emotions. And no, I love a strong man. I love a man that can hold his emotions, but there's also a time for them to be emotional. They have
Yes.
every right to be emotional just as much as we do. Not just because we're women,
Absolutely. Right.
but they have a right
Yeah.
to do as well as we do.
That's
Well,
right.
and if we're emotional, BB just gave us a great reason. It just means that we might have the MTHE, what is the MTHFR gene mutation,
Right.
right?
Right. Go BB. She knows it.
Yeah.
She would. I love her. I love her. She's become a sister to me for sure. Like she has
She,
definitely become a big sister to me.
I think that she is a beautiful gift to our community. Uh,
Absolutely.
and she's just, she has such a great way of being able to explain things, and her tenacity of once she gets a hold of something, she's not going to let go of it.
I love it.
I love that. She is
I
fierce.
do.
She is fierce.
And you know what I love about her too is she's an actual nurse.
Yeah.
And she's giving you actual advice from research that she has been doing. And I love that. Dude, when me and her did the menopausal thing, neither one of us knew what we were doing. Honestly, she's like, all right, I'm just going to start digging and we're just going to go over everything and we're going to learn it together.
That was a great episode.
And I honestly kind of want to do another one because I feel, as she said in that episode, there's so much more that's going on with us women in our bodies from everything around us, the food, the air, the water, everything.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
I want to kind of go and do another episode on that because it does help us women. And me not having my mom or Paul's mom, it helps to talk about it with another woman because I don't know what I'm about to be 44. I don't know. I don't have my mom to say, hey, Ma, what did you go through? Hey, Ma, like my dad knows. I'm not going to go to my dad for that. Like I can ask him, I can ask him the period time of when Mom went through things, but I'm not going to be like, yo, Dad, I'm going through this, 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 and this. Did Mom go through this, this, and this? You know, it's awkward, but I'd rather, I talk to BB more about it. My hot flashes and everything. She's actually sent me a list of vitamins and minerals and everything like that to get. And Paul just ordered them while we were on vacation and I started them yesterday. So
great.
Praise and cross fingers that it helps everything because I'm going through some wackadooey stuff. And she's been a big help. Like her being a nurse and her knowing her information, she's been such a big help. And I think that she can help others just like she's helped me.
And don't you think the timing of her coming into this community was perfect?
It was
perfect.
It was God sent, as I would say. It was God sent because her knowledge on it. And I know there's a lot of health shows and everything like that, but when you actually have a nurse with a health show, like that right there confirms to me that, and I'm not knocking other shows, but that's the one that I really want to pay attention to.
Let me just tell you something, guys. I'll share a real quick story that happened to me yesterday. So I don't know if you can see in my hair, but I actually do a little fairy hair.
I see
sparkles. Yeah, your little sparkles.
Yeah,
I like that.
This is my thing because it's not a chemical or anything, and it's just fun. And so anyways, yesterday I went to my appointment, and the girl that was doing it this time was the partner of the girl that usually does it. So we just started chatting it up, and her real job, she's a PA. So we had a great conversation. She was a PA, nice. And then, had her own practice and then sold it. And then now she's a PA at this other firm. So we talked about corporations buying out the medical practices and, we did so. And then I said, well, have you ever heard of this, gene mutation? And again, I can never say MTHFR. I never want to say the way BB says it.
I know, right?
Right. I don't want to be in the to contribute to the jar. But she's like, oh yeah. Like she totally was aware of it. And,
wow.
And I said, well, I understand that it could be up to half the population that has this mutation. And I said, how come nobody ever talked to us about it? I said, I think my mother had it because she suffered from migraines and all of the all of the issues. And it would have been so helpful to have understood that and gone down. And she just acted very matter of fact about, we know about it. And then she goes, I guess we don't really test it because we just figure, half the population doesn't have it. And she said, but if I get women in my practice that are having fertility issues, then, we'll go down that path because that tends to be a sign of the mutation.
That's interesting.
And that just goes, so it's just a little validation about what BB's work is doing and that, and that they do know about this.
Yeah. They hide it also. So like BB said, they can make their money. They want to make their money. Like 20 years, Paul and I have been together. We've had 3 miscarriages.
Whoa.
Wow.
So it's not the fact that we've not tried. We've tried. It's
Barb,
just
did you ever get the tetanus shot?
no.
You didn't. Okay.
I don't think I did. I maybe when I was little itty bitty, but I've never had a tetanus shot. Oh
One
wait,
that-
no. I did have to have one for when I broke my leg and they put the metal in me.
Okay, that could also be one of the doctors that's in our movement, and I'm sorry, I'm terrible at memories, but I remember one of the doctors talking about the tetanus shot. They actually put something in the tetanus shot that causes
Really?
it might even be the female hormone or the male hormone, so that when it has something to do with when women get pregnant, the body automatically attacks the embryo, thinking that it's a foreign thing. So your own body turns on itself and actually causes the miscarriage. And it's
Right.
something to do with one of the tetanus shots.
That
Go
could make
down-
sense.
Talk to Bibi about that. See if you talk to Bibi, see if she's heard of that. Because I'll
Okay.
bet you if you give her that, she'll be a dog on the bone.
She probably would. Knowing her, she probably would be. I love
And
her.
I don't know if
If you
there's
give her
anything
stuff,
that I don't know if there's a way around that, but
I mean,
For
I
the
am
flush
going
it
to
out.
to check out.
I am going to be 44, so I mean,
I have some maybe good news for you all. When I
uh-oh.
Yeah.
was younger, and Scott will tell you, I would get not murderous, but almost violent during my periods that time of the month. And I would get cramps like you guys wouldn't believe. It was bad. And so I thought, oh, I was dreading menopause. I'd heard all these horrific stories about menopause. Oh my God. And I thought, if I was that bad when I was young, Scott's going to leave me. I'm going to turn into this murderous, crazy person. You know, the only thing I ever was hot flashes. That's it. No mood swings, no nothing, guys. And I'm going to be 70 in April.
See,
Wow.
my
So-
hot flashes are horrible.
They are not fun.
And
Yeah.
we just lost
So
any of the men that were listening.
Sorry, guys, and it's my fault. I'm sorry. But if they have wives,
Oh no.
No, but if they have
they'd be
the
wise
wives,
to listen. They would
Yeah.
be wise to listen.
very much so.
you might learn something, fellas.
Yeah, no, I just
Well-
had the night sweats. I just wake up completely drenched. I mean,
Oh, that was last night for me, and I have to. This was an experience. So, when you're all dressed up
Oh,
and so when they took us to Mar-a-Lago, we were in those little tour, not a tour bus, but those little bus thingies that they
Yeah.
take you back and forth. Well, this one didn't have
Shuttle.
air conditioning.
Oh,
Yeah, there we go, a
God.
shuttle. This one did
Oh.
not have air conditioning.
oh,
I'm having a hot flash while we're sitting there getting wait to check, like for our cards and everything to get checked in. And I'm sitting there, I'm looking at Paul, I'm like, honey, it's hot on here. Plus, I'm having a hot flash. This is not fun. Dude, right here was so glistening. And I'm like, oh my God. The guy that was sitting next to Paul over here, his shirt when we got off the shuttle, completely soaked. And I'm sitting there going,
Aw.
you guys would think a little bit ahead
yeah.
to have the air conditioning working for all these people that are dressed
We're in Florida.
gloriously.
And you're in Florida.
Yes.
Hello.
right.
Yeah.
Well, I have to show this last picture because it's
Yeah.
hard to see, but you look gorgeous and you all just look
Thank
so stunning. And
Ooh, look at that.
what an amazing adventure that
Stormy's-
was, I'm sure.
Stormy suit. I'm telling you, when me and Paul saw him
That's
at the
great.
hotel,
That was outstanding.
What a
I love
gorgeous
it.
dress. I love that gown. I love that color.
Paul picked the dress. I picked the color. But he picked the
beautiful.
dress.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
gorgeous.
beautiful.
Yeah.
So beautiful. Well,
Thank
that's
you.
just so awesome. We have pretty much covered everything today, and it's been so much fun. I think people will really enjoy this journey that we've been on today. And, to wrap it all up, it's just a wonderful time to be alive, the most incredible time to be alive. And you know, the fact that we have found that calm and spirituality of God, and we're here to reinforce each other, as we're going to be able to help others through this movement as time goes on.
Mhm.
So it's just a wonderful group to be a part of, and you ladies are all just so incredibly wonderful. And this has been such a joy, to spend time with you all and to hear your stories. Because you really are wonderful, and it's meant the world to Tricia and I to hear your stories. So thank you so much for sharing some time with us, and you both look so fabulous in your husband's chairs. And
I think it suits them.
I
I
may
think
not want to give it back.
I think I
Yeah.
make it better looking than he does.
I know, I love it. So thank you so much for being on
Yes.
Labor of Love,
Thank you.
because
Thank you.
you all are giving a labor of love. And last thing is, Barb, let's give me an update. Give us all an update when you talk to your brother, okay?
I will.
Yeah.
I will for sure.
Okay.
I'm gonna do that
Okay.
soon, very soon.
Good.
I do want to
Good.
know, Barb,
Yeah.
did we keep you on long enough for the house to get clean?
Yeah. You could just keep saying it. You could just keep talking.
Why don't I just stay in the room after it's done and just be like, "Hey, are you done yet?"
I need
Yeah,
my computer
exactly.
back.
Oh,
You hear that?
someone's listening.
Scott's like, "I want my computer back." Paul's like,
I know.
This
I'm
is
like,
odd
clean
for
the house.
him. Yeah.
They're probably talking to Dave and Rambo about how they got hijacked.
Oh, Paul's probably going to mention it tonight on if somebody brings it up on open lines, because I think him and Stormy are going to do open lines with Dave tonight.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. So if anybody, here I am, y'all.
Mm.
Since you're going to air it
Yeah.
tomorrow, they're not going to see it, but he's going to probably bring it up. Yeah, wife hijacked my shit today.
Aw,
You're going to
I
see
love
her
it.
tomorrow, and yeah,
Yay!
she
I
hijacked
love
my spot.
Yeah, but you're both you're all of you are just so wonderful, and you just made us all laugh together, and that's just wonderful. So what a great time. Thank you so much for sharing time on
Thank you,
Labor
guys.
of Love.
Thank you.
That just flew by. That just
It
flew
did.
by.
Thank you for
It really
having us,
did.
man. This was
Yeah,
great.
thank
It's
you.
like
That's
a
because
family
we
reunion.
want to thank you for all that
Bye.
you do.
Aw.
Bye.